you gotta think about it. Think about it.
Hey guys and girls, I hope everyone is doing well. Again, another long overdue video. I think it's been the quietest. So I know it's been the quietest year on YouTube in terms of uploading videos. Probably done a handful at most, and I probably use the same lame-o excuse every time that life's getting in the way, and it kind of is. Lots of stuff on the go. Some of it interesting, other bits certainly not that interesting. But yeah, it's been quite a year. Lots of stuff on the work front, keeping me busy, keeping me out of mischief. That's probably the less interesting side of things. Some family bits on the go. Some legal stuff. Nothing of concern, but yeah, stuff I need to work through, which is costing. As always, I think the lawyers win. So a few stresses there, but that's taken a bit of time and a bit of certainly a bit of cash, to be honest. And my son, again, it's nothing of big concern, but he's got like an operation next week where something periodic linked to his. We don't really get into much detail on this channel, but a few things on the go. One of which is epilepsy. So he has like a device which is a bit like a pacemaker for the brain, as opposed to obviously normally a pacemaker for the heart. So it kind of counters and tries to dial down some of his seizures. So it still has them every day, but they are better than they were, and the bloody thing's running out of battery. So to be fair, it's lasted about 4 or 5 years. But that's coming up as well. So probably boring you. We're boring you with stuff already. Only like a couple of minutes in. So yeah, I'm hoping once he's in the operation, a bit of recovery period, and then I'll be back at it. I want to do more YouTube vids, talk about that in a little bit more detail in a mo, because I'm picking up arguably a lot less stuff, and I think going forward as well, even once there's legal stuff and other bits have been conquered, I'm not really planning to go crazy broad brush collecting. I'm going to, famous last words, try and stay a bit focused. But yeah, certainly would want to do a few more videos. Won't be hard to beat what I've done in the first half of this year, I don't think. I'm still watching a lot of YouTube, and I'm just lazy and crap at commenting. So apologies if I haven't commented. If I haven't, if it's a bit brief. It's just a bit of it's a brief mention to let you know that I'm still existing somewhere, but still enjoying YouTube. I know there's a lot of sour comments about YouTube changing, and perhaps not being as interesting as it once was. Specifically, I guess I'm talking in the retro gaming community side of things, and I do, perhaps easier said than done, but I look at it and just think, life, stuff comes in, stuff goes, peaks, troughs, people come, people go, and work in leisure or whatever. And I think that's kind of the same here. And for most people, by far the majority, this is just shits and giggles. It's it's leisure. It's a bit of fun, and a bit like what's happened to me beginning of this year. You get pulled in different directions, so you haven't always got the time or the energy or the inclination. Sometimes even the motivation. And I'll be honest, there's a couple of times been off a couple of weeks, and quite a busy week. The first week, out and about with family, but the last few days I should do a video, and being absolutely frank, at points I just haven't really felt that kind of up for it. Again, it's probably a bit lazy getting the camera out, getting stuff charged and stuff at the side, and I thought there's no bloody point going in a bit half-assed into stuff, because it's just it's just a bit ridiculous to do it. So, but today had a good day, and watching some YouTube as one does, early evening, or say early about 9 o'clock. A bit of energy in this is it pink lemonade, sugar free from M&S, a bit of a treat. Sugar free, but full of other crap and stuff. I'm probably going to be up all night and not sleep at all. Would have been probably healthier to have the full fat, full sugar version. But I'm doing that, and I thought, all right, let's do a bloody video. So it's going to be, I don't think any editing. If I do cut and video some other bits, it's just going to be slap bang and wallop, because otherwise this video is never going to get done. So it's going to be, well, it's fairly low production values on this channel, but this is going to be probably the pits of production. It's just going to be me showing a few things and talking about a few things. And yeah, so where should we start? Go back to week 1 of my holidays. So similar to what we did last year, went up to Scotland, stayed on like the back of a farm. I think there's a lot of things in this country. People screwed over, but I'm going to get political or anything like that. But the farmers are another demographic who are really, really suffering. So stayed off the back of a farm, and I think like a lot of farmers, secondary income, they've sorted, little holiday lodges. So it was nice, just over the England-Scottish border, very near like Castle Douglas, smallish town. Petrol was like a scarce commodity. It wasn't that it wasn't like a bit. I'm used to I've got 3 garages, probably about a minute in each direction where I am in hustle and bustling Essex. But up there, it was a little trek away. Had to kind of be a bit planned. And Castle Douglas, a couple of even smaller towns, like one shop places, and 2 hours up the road, a couple of roads like northwest, kind of heading on the way to Glasgow, but not quite on the coast. It's Turnberry, and very near Turnberry, place where Trump's recently visited, but someone more important actually resides there. Is Gordon, Gib84. So watched Gordon's channels for quite a few years now, and exchanged, pinged each other stuff, done a few little trades and gifts and whatnot, but wanted to stop by. A few reasons. Number one was to just to say hello and finally meet someone in the flesh. An absolutely sound fella. And number two, we've got an event coming up. He's got an event coming up which we've kindly been invited to in the 1st of November, which is going to be the year 2 of the Turnberry Titan, so 24-hour video gaming extravaganza with a host of other people. I'm not going to name everyone because I'll end up forgetting folk. But I'm just going to forget. I'm just going to try and rack some off my off the top of my head and watch me fail dismally. So obviously the Gordon, me, Feed Me Chicken, hopefully Pete on a retro tip, Big Game Owl. I said Feed Me Chicken. I double counted him. That's how crap my memory is at the moment. And Marcus, hopefully Tommy as well, Dan Lads Gaming. So it's going to be a good crew, obviously for charity. So Glasgow Children's Hospital charity, really worthy cause. So I'm kind of talking about my son, and albeit we kind of England, the hospitals, children's hospitals are just like phenomenal. They're these people are bloody saints. I know obviously they're paid for what they do, but in my opinion they do go above and beyond and turn something which can be a bit clinical and a bit emotional and not always a pleasant place, but make it the best that they possibly can. So these places need bloody money again because of the government. So we're going to raise some money. Last year the guys and girls did fantastically well. I think it was about 4.5 grand. So we've got to get 2 competitive bits for charity. We've got to beat that. So put that one in your diaries. Do me a favour, and I'll leave details below to Gordon's channel. I'm sure most of you, if not everyone, subscribed to him already, but get that date in your diary, be part of the stream. There's going to be some amazing giveaways. So that was linked to my other reason for seeing him. I had 2 bags of goodies, all sorts in there. We've got some, you know, some hardware, some games, some films, some books. Yeah, there's some cool stuff in there, and that's only like this much because loads of other folk have donated stuff too. So there'll be, similar to last year, I think like a spinny wheel, chuck a tenner in, so there'll be that on the go. So yeah, more details to follow, but please get behind it, get behind the charity. You know, the logistics behind it is amazing. So yeah, kudos to Gordon. So that was really cool. Saw him, went to his met up at his gaff, had a look at his amazing games room, had a look around his collection and all those, you know, posters on the ceiling that I'd seen in his videos. A bit like me, I don't think he could cram any more in there. I think size wise it's probably a similar setup. It's so deceiving. You watch something on, you know, YouTube and you think, oh, you don't really get a gauge until you're in there, but having visited it, I think it's pretty much on a par with the space I've got here. So you've just got to fill it to the rafters, right, and max it up. So that was really cool. So we had a bit of a chat, and then got in the car, and the both of us went up the road again to I always get confused with Forbidden Planet, but it's not, it's Forgotten Worlds. So Scottish Alan, Japanese Alan, whatever you wanna call it. So he was there. So I had a bit of a chat with him. The place is just like, it's like a warehouse full of stuff, and like there's modern, you know, there's modern bits, there's modern games, there's modernish toys, but then, you know, going all the way back, there's some beautiful like stuff in there. Particularly, the games are great. They're in the tubs, which he pretty much, I think he just takes, plonks them in a van, and then they're the same tubs I see if I go down the road on the train to the London gaming market. But they're just all kind of, the centre bit is just all, you know, all games, and then there's one side as you come in on the left. It's big, like I say, down the way. It's huge. Loads of little aisles, loads of, you know, box consoles and you know, Virtual Boys just lined up. Some like Japanese, you know, like Japanese kind of, you know, PCs, every, you know, Nintendo and Sega console going back to day one is there. Loads of peripherals, stuff's just like, you know, piled up and going through things like, yeah, like nice boxed, very minty set of Sega 3D glasses for the Master System, and then, you know, lots of PC Engine boxed up in there, like, you know, Duos in there, Duo R's, and yeah, like car chargers. For them, they had the mouse, the PC Engine mouse, and it's just, yeah, down in, because I think we're thieving sods down in England, particularly the south of England. This stuff would just be like locked away. It would be in like in cabinets. Where there, it's just, you're rummaging through games, like Japanese Game Boy games. It's just like, I go £5, £10. Okay, you know, £300 DuckTale or whatever. It was it was incredible. So I went there, and the wife said, "Are you gonna be going there again?" And I was just like, obviously, I went there last year, I should say. Went on holes, just did a bit on my own, so it wasn't as fun because there was no bloody Gordon. But this year, the two of us went there, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm probably going to go. And it is, I say, you know, it's for me a yearly thing. So, and with holidays and all the rest, I think about 120 quid put to one side, and that went, and a little bit more. I didn't go as crack. Last year was a bit mental. So this year I was slightly more reserved. Think of these legal costs and other stuff. I was just like, okay, I don't want to go. I don't want to get shot. So yeah, went there, and originally I think I picked up, Christ, what was it? Very lowish value Game Boy game. Might have been one of those like 100 games in one carts. Just like decent boxed original Game Boy title. excuse me, it's a bloody pink lemonade. And I grabbed that, and then the Castlevania for the PSP. So if I do remember, I'll show you my latest PSP games that or I just run through probably all of them. I haven't been collecting it for too long, but that Castlevania one's obviously one of the slightly pricier ones. It was there, good condition. I've been looking on eBay, so I had those two, and I think there was a couple of Game Gear games, and that pretty much got me to the 120. And then I don't know, I walked around, saw a few loads of other bits, and I thought, well, you know what, I could, I can get this pretty much anywhere. So I went back on the show. I think Gordon probably thought I was a madman, because every time he was like, "How are you getting on?" I was just like, "Yeah, I got this." Every time it was different, and I wasn't, again, putting stuff back and just doing it. They had this 120 in my head, and got a couple of low-key Game Gear games which are upstairs. Nothing too exciting there, albeit Scott Marathon Gaming, well, I'm sure he's got them. He's got, I think, over 100 in his collection now. But so that was like a few quid, not very much. But then these three came up, and I've got, I think, about 4 or 5 other ones in the collection. And yeah, so we'll start with that one. So these are basically for the Game Boy Advance, basically Famicom, NES conversions put on a GBA cart in a really cool looking bit of card, or 2 bits of cardboard really. You've got this outer piece, then in the middle you've got the game, and then a tiny little cardboard box. And I think I did some out in the UK as well, but these Famicom dot mini ones, I think it's about 30 or so. So I've already, like I say, got a few, but I got, Dr. Mario, which is these are just the NES versions. This one I can't for the life of me remember. If you know what that is in the comments, shout. I haven't even bloody looked up. I haven't seen this one in the gaming markets. I think it's about 30 quid. Isn't too bad. Yeah, get some points if you know what that is. Put it in the comments. I think it's the first time I've ever said that. Put stuff in the comments. I reply to every comment. Crap, I hope I do. And this one, this was the most expensive one, but again, not like crazy. So like original Castlevania. So really, I think I can't believe this is any rarer than the other ones. I think it's just the Castlevania name that's just keeping, driving that value. But I don't think they've been opened or used, because it's quite obvious when they have done, because the 2 bits of card and getting to the cartridge, you think it's, like SNES games or N64 games or NES games, just opening the card to get the thing out, and they, around the edges very quickly, a bit of rub, and it shows. So there's 2 bits of card, and they are, immaculate. It's got slightly, the bigger card's slightly indented, so the cardboard with the cart end just sits really nicely in it at an angle. So really pleased with that. So that was cool. So I had I think all in all about maybe 4 hours with with Gordon, which was nice. And then dropped him back, and then headed back to see the family. Obviously let them be. They wanted to be a few hours without this boring old sod here. The games would have I think bored them shitless, to be honest. So that was cool. So I'm really pleased with them. Now it's, I don't know, I'm probably must be about a quarter of the way through. It's mad, isn't it? Just think it's like percentage complete almost. So I'm now thinking, okay, what are the others? So inevitably the next day I'm going to draw up a bit of a list, and then hopefully when I go to markets and stuff, I'll have these on my radar. But you see them every now and again, but normally the same. Like Metroid's quite a popular one. I think Mario, maybe 1, 2, and 3 are on it. I need to go through and get the full list. There'll be some more obscure Japanese ones as well, I'm sure. And I think some of them are probably a bit pricey. So that was that. So I did get I did a bit of a list on my phone because my memory is like getting so bad. So yeah, Scotland charity event, that'll be linked in the pickups. That's what it's got, pickups. Where shall we start? Where shall we start? Swap shop. I probably did get, maybe I got a few more bits on the swap shop, but this one I wanted to show off. This one, was it a couple of months ago maybe? Everyone fades, and it's the last Sunday of every month. I'm sure Retro Chef will tell me. Beeps was on there showing a few bits, and he had golden tea. So I'd love the stand-up arcade version. I don't have the space. I don't have the money. I don't have the expertise if it was to break down. So the plug-and-play TV version is going to have to foot the bill. But do you know what? It's bloody good. It's the first bit when you tee off. It is like the arcade, but thereafter it is just top down, so that bit's a bit slightly different. The trackball, I've got to say, is like way better than I was expecting it to be. Antisocial, I haven't got many friends, but I've said to Scott, Marathon Gaming, and Rob, a great friend of ours, that you need to organise an evening once Finn's recovered after his operation, because this is up to 4 players. So that'll be cool. Bouncing around the media a little bit. The guy that I met out in Spain is, I guess, a friend of a friend. He's an illustrator, does stuff for Marvel, DC, and then most recently Titan Comics. So this is a bit of a plug for Fernando, who is illustrating the current arc of the new Conan. So his story arc started a couple of months ago. So it was issue 21. So there's only 2 that's come out so far, 21 and 22. And it's full on, like, as you'd expect. It's just bloody, it's brutal, but beautifully brutal. And great, really cool plot. What you'd expect really from Conan. And it's quite the process behind, like, as I met him back in was it March time, but the process behind it, she'd been given a form of a script, I guess, and an outline, and then having to go away, obviously draw the story panels, and then getting a sense of what the creators trying to put across in terms of the plot itself is quite a process. And yes, they all possess skills I do not have even a morsel of. So that's pretty cool. Went to the London gaming market, and it was probably the best one in terms of the socials. Loads of the other guys have covered it, and they took footage. I was lazy dick. I didn't take any footage. I don't think, but Scott was there, Marathon Gaming, Tony, Whizbit, Scott, Retro Realm Scott, so Sega Zombie, Owl, U-Star Gaming, met Lee Tetley, what a bloody top guy. He is, met Martin again from the Hobby Lodge. And then someone I'm connected with, friends on the old Facebook. It cost me a lot of money, and only because he has some creme de la creme Game Boy stuff. So Virage, him and his normally his family are at the they do most of the events now, but focusing on boxed Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color is is how they like to play things. And so I've got a couple of other ones upstairs, but this is the main one. And he did say, I knew this one would be on your radar, Ed. And I did have the cart version. So this is the boxed upgrade, because he doesn't do loose. He just does finesse. That's what Virage does. But Wolfenstein 3D for the GBA, absolutely spunky edition. Can't say minty, so we're going to say spunky. I mean, look at that. It's the game itself is fab. For me, it's the it's the nostalgia. Must have been. It's an early, obviously, first person shooter, but it must have been the first one that I ever played on my parents' 286, the Olivetti, and had I don't know how I got it. I've still got it upstairs, like a shareware disc with the first levels on, and I'm sure I don't send away to get, maybe our Liga sounds bad, doesn't it? I'm sure I ended up, maybe that was in later years, but I did end up playing all of the levels. But it's on every bloody format, isn't it? But haven't seen this one like boxed that often. It's probably not particularly uncommon, but it is, I think, fairly uncommon to find it in such nice condition. So pride of place. So thank you, Virage, as always. And what else have we got? This is a star pickup. This, maybe that will be the thumbnail. Really turn people off. Amazon. Maybe everyone's got one. Maybe I'm just late to the party. It's not a hairdryer because I haven't got any effing hair. But it's a bit of a dust blow or whatever. So dust is just the bane of my frigging life, and I'm generally, I like to think I'm relatively tidy and clean, but the games room just gets covered in like crap. Got a little cheapy projector for the bedroom as well, which is like a magnet again for this dust, this virus, and toys as well. Anyone that can, I mean, games also need a bit of dust figures, but when you're talking figures and little, just a bloody nightmare to get. So this thing's got different levels. I won't put it on, you won't be able to hear me. Maybe it's not such a bad thing. Different levels of intensity. But yeah, I kind of dust normally, but then I through the gaps, and again, thanks to Europe, everything seems to be USB-C, which that European decision suits me fine. And it just lasts for bloody ages. It's super. It's like a reverse Dyson with its blow power. It's pretty extreme. So yeah, like I say, maybe I'm late to the party. Got that right next to it. One for James Retro Import. I got this before he got his. He's just got not that long, got a PS5. So obviously pink was his joie de vivre, his flavour. Drinking his drink as well. What are we talking of modern consoles? Oh, it's bad, isn't it? How can I fucking hypocrite retro head? That says it all. The two. Excuse me. So yeah, grabbed a Switch 2. Grabbed two Switch 2s, if I'm being honest with you. So FOMO, it's in the DNA, I think, with me, certainly with my dad. Switch 2, however long it seems like it's forever been spoken about, advertised. When things became a bit serious and the pre-orders started to materialise, I was saying to myself, no, I'm not going to get one of these. I've got so much other stuff to play. I don't need another bloody, another rabbit hole. And then blame it on YouTube or you guys. Just started to think, oh, maybe I will. And then bloody Nintendo. I think if you've done so many hours of play on the Switch, which I had done, and you were kind of an online, Switch Online, I can't remember what it's called, like, was it member? Then perhaps quite rightly so, and I think Microsoft, PlayStation take note. So I don't think they do this, might be wrong. You got like an invite to like a pre-order. And I saw the email. It's like, no. And then the next day I was just like, oh, maybe I will. So I jumped in it. Say this was the Monday, making it up a little bit in terms of days. So the Monday, Tuesday was the FOMO was reversed into like, what the fuck? Why have I done this? Talking about trying to save money. So I was like, bloody, and I'm just having a conversation again, messaging with. I think it was either messaging with Scott. Maybe I watched one of his videos, but Marathon Gaming again. It's the third mention, and he was saying, "Oh, I'm struggling to get one," and he went. So I literally just messaged him. Was like, "Look, mate, I've got one on the way. You can have mine. Just shut me, exact, not fucking scalper. Just pay me whatever it costs. Here's how much it costs when it arrives." It wasn't like up front. It wasn't like doing an Amazon pre-order shirtiness. So he was like, oh, that's cool. And it worked out quite well because he was on holiday. I think the day that it was getting released, he was away. So he was like, if it turns up, then... So anyway, this was fine. It was coming to me. So he goes on holiday. I get it. I'm like, yeah, here's Scott. It's all boxed. He's like, oh, if you want to have a play of it, be my guest. And that's like, I don't know, sleeping with someone else's partner. That's just not done. That's part of the unboxing, even if it's filmed, unfilmed, but the experience is paramount, surely. So I was just like, no, fuck it, I'm not going to do that, mate. So what did I do instead? I bought another Switch 2. But because Nintendo, quite rightfully so, because of the scalpers, you can only buy one. Where the hell did I got it from? They get such a bad rap. I got it from Game in the end, and it was like, I think within a day it turned up. I'm going to make days up again. Did it on the Wednesday, Thursday afternoon. This thing arrived. And then whenever Scott came around, because he came back, he was busy with work, and I was London work and stuff. So we sorted a day. He came round, and he was just like, why have you got two Switch 2s? So, yeah. So anyway, we've got the Switch 2. Oh, sorry, that's another tale of woe, wasn't it? I've got the Mario Kart thing. Obviously, a freaking download code, which is just like, it's a proper kick in the balls for these physical collectors. That and the stupid digital, which I refuse to buy, the little game key cards. I think I'd rather go digital, honestly. It sounds crazy, but I think I'd rather go digital than have a little pointless bloody device. Just have something on the shelf. But you didn't even get a box with the Mario. I mean, I'm not going to do an unboxing because there's about 100 million of them on YouTube and elsewhere. But yeah, you just got a code in the console box, and it was there at the bottom. It was just like, what the hell? So that kind of, I don't know, semi-knocked me off. Then to buy it new was about like 70 quid. I think there's some people that probably a bit more wheeler-dealery than me. I think they bought the package, sold the download code, and then used that to partially fund a physical version in the box for maybe like 20, 30 quid as opposed to, if I was to go out now, I think it's about 70 quid. 65 or 7, which is the same price. I've bored everyone this before, but 1992 Street Fighter 2. I'm sure my parents and my nan clubbed together to pay 70 quid for Street Fighter 2 for the SNES. I'm pretty sure of that. But still, yeah, it still feels like it's a lot, isn't it? But good game. Is it like amazing? I was expecting it to be a bit like Forza Horizon with the open world style, and I'm hoping through updates even that they'll make it a bit better. But it does feel like, yeah, it's a big world with obviously the tracks it's diced around it, but when you're driving around, it's not that exciting. It looks nice, but it's not that exciting. You expect to, I don't know, bump into DK, which you kind of can do, but you'd want to bump into DK and then maybe he challenges you or throws a banana in your face or slaps you. But it's just a bit soulless in places. The racing is brilliant. Played it at Scott's with Rob, multiplayer. It's the only time I've done it. I've done it multiplayer. I've done online, but not in the presence of true friends. And that was really, really good. But apart from that, yeah, I'm hoping that they do a bit more. It looks amazing. I think both Scott and I commented on how good the water looks. It does look ridiculously real, which is a bit bizarre. But yeah, it is what it is. So basically, when this came along, I was hoping for great and better things, and I honestly think this is both for me anyway. This is both of those things. It is pure destruction. I'm not going to do like a whole video on it because people articulate it far better than I ever will. But you go around these, the layers. You've got to get to the Earth's or the planet's core. You can destroy pretty much everything that you see, and you think, is it going to get a bit boring just tearing stuff up? But it just doesn't, and it just feels so bloody good. You can surf around on stuff you've ripped up. You've got almost like the Zelda shrine-like challenges and puzzles. You've got to collect these bananas, and if you, I think it's 3 bananas, and you get extra, like skill points, which allow, give you a bit more oomph. You have a bit of, berserk mode. And it's just really nice. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive 3D platforming type of fella. It's mainly 2D kind of platform, but this just works. And the maps are huge. It's got that real collecting thing. You collect, not just the bananas, but there's fossils scattered around, and you can unlock stuff. You can see where they are roughly on the map because it's like 3D. Sometimes they're underground, or they're like top of a cliff, and it's how am I going to get to it? And it's just a game of distractions. There is a story mode, but you can just go off on a tangent, and then literally about an hour later, you're just like, what am I doing? And at which point, this is the downside of the battery in it, like two and a bit hours. Yeah, isn't great. But then I've got to be honest with myself. It's like, how often do I have 2 and a bit hours in a run to game? I don't really. It's probably like half an hour here, an hour there. So, and my telly's mainly used or occupied. I've got it plugged in, docked to the small telly upstairs, but I mainly play it out of the thing. But it's a good bit of kit. I think there's Kirby game coming out. I'm going to try wherever possible to stick with like indie games, first party Nintendo games, and then any kind of AAA stuff that'll be for the PS5. I need to have some kind of a method, because it's just going to double dipping and all that crap. I can't be doing with that. Done enough of that, so I need to. Yeah, that's my kind of logic. I do need to. I say move on the Xbox. I got that for the PS5, so the Series S. Series S? No, the X. It's the disc one. And I thought I'm just going to focus on Xbox exclusive games. Well, that's now out of the bloody window. Forza's on pretty much everything. So now I'm really thinking, okay, do I just move it on? And I think I've never moved so much more to being a Sony pony in my collecting life. It's really just I flipped quite a significant bit away from Xbox. I haven't bought an Xbox game in ages, even like was it Starfield or whatever. I can't. Yeah, so I'm bloody Sony pony. It's not good, is it? That is good. It is good. What else? Where my collecting began. So this started something, and this isn't the original one, but I bought it on eBay, but it's the same as the one I got. Smash Hits Party 88 double cassette action, and I think my original probably had more cracks on than this one. But yeah, absolutely awesome. I needed to get like a little USB cassette player because it's so random. Years ago, I'm talking like years ago, I think my mum and dad bought for my sister's birthday this like birthday tape. It's just a silly song, and every birthday to embarrass my sister, my dad would play this like tape cassette. They kind of downsized, they moved on. He had this nice Technics thing which I gave away or he sold. Should have come to me. I would have looked after it. But he doesn't have like a tape player. And her birthday was approaching. He was like, I need this. He didn't jump to like, I need it digitally. He was like, get it on CD. He's catching up. So anyway, I got this cheap cassette CD thing, and then I don't know why I was just like, what cassettes did I have growing up? And this was the one that started it all. Classics. When Will I Be Famous by Bros. I Should Be So Lucky. Kylie. Johnny Hates Jazz, a bit of Erasure on there, Wet Wet Wet, Those Angel Eyes, Rick Ashley, 5 Star, Glenn Medeiros, that's an absolute belter, Salt and Pepper, I'm choking up. There's always a bit of a dancey side, wasn't there? So which is cassette 2 side A, so you've got like Doctor in the House, Cold Cut, theme from S Express, Bombed a Bass, House Arrest Crush. Oh man, so good, so good. Anyway, so that's back. But then I was just like, am I really going to convert this into digital? No, you know, absolutely ludicrous. You can just bloody stream it or grab it. That would have been sensible, but no, I ended up, I thought I'd get the vinyl. So now I've got the vinyl, as that's double dipping, isn't it? Stupid move. This was a freebie. Just one more thing. It's not just, they're not the last thing. Don't be worried. There's other bits as well. So the complete series of Columbo on DVD, and they're cheap. I think Lee Nerdy Geezer spoke about old, thin, cheap DVDs before. Maybe it's the Star Trek ones, but these are particularly not just in the cases thin, but the discs themselves are like every one. It's kind of, I've had to like give it a clean, give it a sort. But what was it? It was Vinted. I think it was Vinted. So I Vinted or eBay. I don't shop anywhere else online apart from Amazon. So I really want to get into the old Columbo nostalgia memories. Me and my gran, I used to stay with my grans probably, or my nan I should say, once every month, once every 6 weeks. And she was like as English as they come. Said, just of that generation, she said she would be in jail now for some of the stuff she said. And she had a real, I don't know, just like a dislike for like the US. And so my dad would go out he worked out there, did some bits. And she was just like really, I don't know, never had a good word, nothing like derogatory, but never really had a good word to say about anyone outside of the UK. However, the thing that really her trend was that she loved any US sitcoms, dramas, whodunits. Although it's not really a whodunit because you find out in Columbo, a bit like Murder, She Wrote, you find out who's done it within, the first 10 minutes, and then it's okay. How's he gonna land it on them? But this was something we watched. She loved it, and we watched it loads together. So this Golden Girls, bit of Murder, She Wrote, bit of Jessica or Jessica Fletcher, Angela Lansbury, is it? I watched a bit of that. She did also like UK drama, like Casualty and Stenders, Corrie, and all of that. I thought, you know what, I want to get stuck in, get into some Columbo. So I ordered this thing, turned up in a black bag, which is just like, I've been hit by so many people. Just, I don't know, people are just like idiots. Why do they sell and send stuff? And it wasn't. It was about I think it's cheaper than CX. I looked it up on CX probably a couple of months ago. In my head, I'm thinking about 20-25 quid. But it's quite a fragile box, and it looks weird. It's like a cigar box basically, and pretty much every corner was like torn. So I've done a bit of a Tutti UK, and I've applied the skills that Tutti has to NES boxes, and I've just repaired the heck out of this. But normally that's being English. I'm too English, and I'm just like, oh yeah, it is what it is. But I thought, no, this is a bit ball hang. So I had the ball hang rage, and I ended up just going to this lady and obviously via, I don't know what it was, I think it was eBay, and just said, look, you've packed this so badly, it's looking like this, and I just left it a bit open, like, what are you going to do about it? And I thought, worse, no, am I going to really send it back? I'm lazy, I can't be asked to do that. I don't even know, it won't be out of my bloody pocket, it'll be a pain in the arse to sort that out. So I thought, it might as well, see, and I'm not a dickhead, I'm polite. So I carefully put it through, and then I think it was about an hour later, like ping, I got refunded in full, and then a message came through, and she said, I've spoken about it with my husband, we feel really bad, don't send it back, but like, we're just going to credit you for everything, we want to put it right. And I was just like, oh my God, and then you're almost a bit like, not to take it too far, but like, give you some of the credit back. Not I did, not I don't think it's even possible, but it was just one of those, what the hell is going on? So anyway, we got the full Columbo freebie set, and I'm loving it. Watching probably every day, we're watching at least one. Whilst I've been off, probably like a couple. Last one today, we watched, I think it was like season 2, comes over to England. Don't remember that one at all. Trying to learn some tricks from the UK police, and of course he gets embroiled in some in a murder, and it's oh my god, the lady Honor Blackman, Goldfinger, the lovely lady in that. So she, yeah, no spoilers, but she's in the UK one. If you have like notable, certainly people I recognise, like UK actors, actresses, but I couldn't blooming name them, but they're just fantastic. These things, he's just like, Peter Falk is just like incredible. Really enjoying it. Will I go on to like Murder She Wrote? I might. I'm not so into the Murder She Wrote. I just like Peter Falk. I think the characters, Columbo is just amazing with his car, his wife. They're just one more thing. Super cool. I've done this much talking for a while. Yeah, a bit of a refocus on stuff. So I'm blaming this all on Roger, partially. So I've been obviously collecting Game Boy like forever, and he's always like, "Yeah, why don't you go full set on the Game Boy?" And if you go full set on the Game Boy, like globally, it's ridiculous. Even putting Japan to one side, it's crazy, hundreds and hundreds. But the arsehole, he got me thinking, and so what's the UK release look like? And it's still, I'm on a couple of Game Boy groups on Facebook, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, because the numbers are I found this with the 3DS, but even harder with the Game Boy. The numbers aren't consistent across the sites, and some things are in, and people say, "Oh, this one's definitely UK," and this one on the sticker. Like most things Nintendo, you've got this like a region on the cart sticker, and with the Game Boy, the early-ish releases had like UKV, I guess a UK version, or there's NOE sometimes, Nintendo of Europe, sometimes it can get EUR, so you get USA, AUS, JPN, but the original, I say the original, it wasn't just the launch ones, it was for a period of time, ones released in the UK got the UKV, and they must have realised, eventually, let's just try and rationalise economies of scale. We just lump UK part of Europe, so everyone in Europe got the same releases. So presumably they didn't need, UK specific packed ones and distributed, just like European ones, which kind of win for everyone. So trying to think of a good example. So say you've got like, I think Wario, there's a few Wario lands on there, but the last one I think was just a Europe one, but maybe the first two, that was part of it, it was a UKV. And there's about 320 odd UKV ones. So I managed to get a list from this site, but it's not like a spreadsheet. It's all like raw. Say raw. It's not even that. It's just in a bit of a fancy table. So I've gone fucking AI. I done like ChatGPT. I was just like, look at this website, and then I basically managed to get it to come up with this list, which I whacked into Excel. Got it in Excel, and now I'm working through my collection to see, okay, which ones have I got, which ones haven't I got. I'm not there yet, but I'm pretty far progressed, real time. So this is every region apart from Japan. For some reason, I don't put those ones in the app. So the total, so I've got 381 Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. So that's not Game Boy Advance. I've got 240 of them. So within the 381, I'm anticipating a lot of them are going to be UKV. So we'll see basically, but whatever the delta is, whatever the gap is, that could be my collecting journey here on in, just to try and get those UKV ones. And I even when I was making the list, I was just like, oh, it's not too bad. I've got some of the big hitters, all like, you know, like Kid Dracula, which I don't even know if that was a UK, it might have just been a Europe one. Anyway, a few of them are like, I think like Tick, Tick, Tick. And then I looked at twin packs, and these are the ones which I think are going to be the ball ache. They're going to be the bit like the Home Alones for, you know, the Sega Master System. You know, the tougher ones, the slightly more expensive ones, Master of Combat, those kind of games. So just the Game Boy pain in the arse ones. So these twin packs, it's like Mario Land 1, Mario Land 2. Again, I think some of the Warios in there. I think it might be like an Asteroids Millipede one. There's a handful of them, and some of them are, I'd say, rare, very uncommon. You don't see them all on eBay. The ones that are on eBay, very pricey. So I'll have to be a cheeky side and say I'm excluding those, because arguably those games you can get them individually. But will I be able to live with myself? But no, we'll see. I think if I do get onto those, I'm going to have to sell some more stuff. So this is probably where I started about 5 minutes or so ago for going into this bloody ramble. So that's kind of one of the key focuses for me. But the modern stuff, retro. So Switch 2, PlayStation 5, the AAA, then Game Boy. So I really want to. I've got a PC Engine. I'm cool with. Moved on. My Wii U collection went a while ago. GameCube, I've got down to about 30, 40 games, which I love. The other ones I can move on, and if, you know, I want to play any of those games, I've got the old Swiss thing, or the Swiss, whatever it's bloody called, so I can just get the games on there. Trimmed down Dreamcast collection, and Neo Geo. So Neo Geo, I did 2 MVSs, 2 consoleized ones. One of them it kind of just blew up almost, and supposed to get it repaired. I thought, sod it, I'll keep the better one, the more reliable one, and just move this one on for spares. They still went for quite a good amount, so I was quite good with that. And then what I've been collecting, Christ, this is a real tangent, sorry, from Play Asia. I think it's just Japanese releases only, but they started to the ACA Neo Geo collection, so you can buy these games individually, like digitally, on most bloody platforms. But they've done, you know, game on fucking card, about 10 games on each one. But this has got some of the Polestar, Blazing Star, just listed like the I guess the pricey games. Some of the King of Fighters, Art of Fighting. So basically, off the back of this, I've had a good look at my Neo Geo collection, and I've started to move on, particularly a couple of shooters, just because like the money for them's, was it Polestar? That went for about 400 quid. I paid about 200 for it, thinking I was a madman, and I'm thinking, look, that's on here. Let's make some money, and then that ridiculous amount of money can go into like ridiculous Game Boy stuff, and then I'm not, like I've discussed before, I'm not paying for it out of my own pocket, particularly when my own pocket needs to be other stuff and not bloody gaming. So this is how I've I don't know if that's logical at all, if I'm just like a insane collector with insane collector traits. But I thought, and there's a few more. I think it's 5 and 6, so volumes 5 and 6 coming out. But that's the only thing about these it's great to get them physical. The screenshots on the back are they're small. They're crappy. They're not even that good like quality. And it's all in fucking Japanese on the back. Sounds like I'm being a bit derogatory to Japanese, but I'm not. So I've had to like go old school. Look at that, Post-its. Actually list out what the game is. So I can actually see what they are. So anyway, but it's not all bad news for the Neo Geo, because thinning down. But I also made a purchase. Made 2 purchases. The other one's up on the shelf. The other one is arcade version of Golden Axe, put on a car. This one's arcade version of Shinobi. So Owl's Arcade, Alex was yeah, I wasn't aware that someone had whacked it on an MVS cart, so I thought I'll grab it. Just an AliExpress jobby, pretty good, yeah, about 30 quid or something, 30 to 40 quid. I did get, yeah, golden axe as well. Like I said, I do need to pester Alex. I think he had a shot box for his. I'm gonna get like a custom artwork. So need to chat with him because I don't like them nude on the shelf. It's a bit raw. So there's that, and then we've only got one other item to show, and it's not this case. It's what's in the case. Albeit I did get the case, and it's not. It's just this case is for like the Mega Pocket, the Evercade. I properly like looking at the dimensions. So this beast, it's a sexy bit of kit. This bit of aluminum. I think it's aluminium. Is that material? Feels like it. Aluminium. Mod Retro, like the chromatic. Basically a sexy looking Game Boy that will sit next to about 200 other Game Boys I have up on the, I don't have that many, a few Game Boys, but this is a beast. It looks lovely, plays Game Boy, plays Game Boy Color, beautiful screen. Got the battery pack in the back, lasts for about 25 hours. Charged it, I say once, it pretty much was fully charged when it turned up. Yeah, just really, really cool. So I've been playing it whilst I've been off. Literally, it's been like exploring new games. I have got, I mean, I've got the Analog Pocket, but I use that for more of the cores, and like I've got lots of loads of other systems on there, and in this, I think this is about including the power pack. It was just over 200 quid, and it comes from the States. Does it come from the States? No, I think I got a European distributor because I didn't. I think I'm lying. I didn't get done by tax, which is making me think. God knows, Rebecca. I was on holiday. I came back. This was waiting for me. But with the Pocket, because it is a bit more, it's a bit more fragile. I'm really careful about using it. Where this, I'm careful with most stuff, but I just feel a bit more relaxed about using it. Again, I've gone bloody pink. This really should be for James. It's a retro import bloody branding, but no, I do got the Hello Kitty Game Boy Pocket, and love that. But maybe that's why pink. I was order the bloody pink one. So you get that. Obviously, you've got the charging thing. It's just again USB-C. Bring it on, and then like a modernised chromatic Tetris, which is pretty much it's Tetris just with loads of options, loads more options than the original one. So for example, being able to see 3 upcoming blocks instead of just the one. The music, the speakers on this bad boy is pretty intense. So that's pretty cool, and you can almost like Ghost Effect. You can see where the blocks are going to go at the bottom. It's kind of tweaked. It just looks nice. Got me back into Tetris for a bit. You got the like high score challenges as well, based on the modes. You can do like an endless mode, like an infinite mode, like your traditional like Tetris mode. So that stuff like it just looks nice. And like I say, with that, it's like about 12 quid on Amazon. Fits it perfectly, and it's kind of a hard case, so it's going to be secure in there. So I think that's the pickups. Christ, I've been going for about an hour. Apologies if anyone's still there. Let's say I'll do a part 2, but that's never going to happen. So I'm just going to, if you're bored, you've probably already switched me off. Games, so other stuff like PlayStation 4, been working through the Mafia games again, because there's the it's bloody cool, the Old Country or something. There's a new one coming out soon. So going through the first 3, which has been a lot of fun. Did see those again. Donkey Kong was spoken about. Farming sims, was it Cozy fucking Gaming they call it? Cattle Country. So Farmville and Animal Crossing, possibly the only 2 of those farming, harvesting games I've ever played. I can't recollect any other ones, but this one's got me hooked. I mean, a few people have said it's like Red Dead crossed with, I don't know, your typical kind of harvesting game. And it's a cowboy vibe to it. It's just like so addictive. So addictive. I've got this bloody farm. I've been chopping down all the trees. I've got a cat. His named Koshka. I've got a dog called Barney, which is like my childhood dog. And got the furnace on the go. Putting a bit of money in the bank for a rainy day. I'm contributing towards the town hall's roof. It's got some issues. I'm hoping that's going to extend me some invite to the Cattle Country Freemasons, maybe. That'd be a nice little added extra. That's taking way too much time. London Gaming Market was begging out. TV, it's rattled through. Andor, season 2, I think it's up there with the best TV Star Wars. Andor, both of those bits are just like, I don't think it can be beaten. And to be honest, I don't want them to piss around anymore with any more. I'd be happy if they didn't do any Star Wars films and TV series, but obviously ROI, return on investment, Disney wants to make a packet, so we're going to see a load of shit now. But those series are just like phenomenal. The characters, just the way you feel like really emotionally invested in everyone that kind of comes across in that series, and the plot, and just the way it leads into Rogue One, and how Rogue One obviously then leads into Episode 4. Means nothing if you haven't watched Star Wars. Cinema, bit the summer of superheroes, isn't it? So I had 2 on my list: Superman, Fantastic Four. So I'm looking at my phone, my list, my memory. I was more excited about Superman. Saw it. I'll be honest. Got good reviews. Goodish reviews. People have actually been quite enjoying it. I found it's really boring. I don't know why. Too many characters to get that invested into. I thought I can't remember his bloody name, but I thought Superman was great. Lois was good. Nicholas Hoult, I've got some respect for, but I didn't like in terms of being Lex Luthor. It's only a bit dull. If anyone has seen it, A1, A2, A3. If you haven't seen it, you won't know what that means. But when you do see it, prepare to be disappointed with that bit. So I was a bit lackluster. Saw that first, came home, and the wife was like, what did you think? And I was like, not good. Fantastic Four was phenomenal, in my opinion, and I think some people have given that a bit of a raw deal. But yeah, just everything. I mean, Last of Us guy, I can't remember his bloody name. He's a Mandalorian guy. He's in everything, isn't he? He was spot on. Spot on in it. The baddies, which did well versus Superman. Just 2 core baddies in it. And again, I'm not going to get into details, but spot on. With that, the whole retro modern landscapes were just like amazing. Good plot. I saw it the first day. It had it was out for general release, so it was really busy in the cinema. Maybe that helped because it was good vibes. Everyone was well up for it, and there was a couple of mid credits, end credits, all the extra stuff that they do. So again, I know spoilers with that, but that was worth hanging around for. That was cool. Saw Flow at the cinema. It's really bad. It's an Eastern European creator. I think a guy pretty much done it using a freeware bit of software. Done this amazing animation. I wouldn't call it a cartoon, an animated film, which looks like nothing. Sounds really odd, like nothing I'd ever seen before. Just based on these animals. I think it's almost reads like it's kind of there's no more humans on the planet. It's hard to tell really, but there's big flooding and these animals are grouping together to try and get through stuff. But within about 5 minutes, it felt like didn't feel like it was an anime. It felt like it was real. It was really weird, just really really amazing, and not like, you know, I'm probably describing it like Land Before Time or bloody Lion King of Animals Good. It's not like that. It's just, it's very, the animals are, in the truest of senses, they act like those, like the species really would, like just not just the movement but the mannerisms and the traits. It's incredible. I've got to say, it's one of the best. Being attacked by a fly, talking about these animals. The back door open, it's not good. Dive bombing, kamikaze, delirious. Yeah, one of the best animated films I think I've ever seen. It's really good, really good. So I watched that. So I think quite a late release. My mate out in Spain saw it last year, and it came out, I think, beginning. I'm making it up. I think maybe beginning this year. Hasn't long come out on 4K, so I've just gone for it and watched it with the missus and the boy, and they were like, "This is pretty bloody good." So that was that, and the final thing, promise you, like events and stuff coming up. So hoping next few weeks, family stuff sorted, be able to get out on the road a bit more. So Saturday the 6th of September, Sandown Toy Fair. So that'll be the second time I've been to that. Looking forward to it. It's massive, like 200 plus people stalling out. Really nice, like toy communities, brilliant. Different, you know, say it's a bit of a Venn diagram because there's, you know, like Lee Nerdy Geezer, other Lee Retro Chef, Martin Hobby Lodge. They like their figures and their toys as much as they do their games and stuff. So yeah, it's good. It's a good bunch. So that's September. We then jump to October. Blackpool. We're heading back to Blackpool. I'm heading back to Blackpool. But again, all things going to plan. We have Marathon Game. We have Scott. And now as well, Alex, you start gaming. So we'll be heading up there. I'll be staying over on the Friday, having too many drinks. I hope the turnout is the same as last year because it was amazing. Probably the biggest YouTube social I've ever been to. I think that's fair to say. There was tons of people in that bar, and everyone was up for it. Everyone was chatting with everyone. It was fucking amazing, really good, too good. Next day I felt like crap, and I got woken up by my car needing to. The parking had run out of my car. I needed to move it. I thought I'd just do it on the app, and I couldn't because the frigging you can't do repeat parking, and so I was on the app. I was trying to cancel and book it again, which wouldn't let me. So he recognised the number plates. I had to it's a bit bad, but get up pretty hungover, and then just move it to the neighbouring car park. But then sobered up. We had a nice stroll, and that was cool. So yeah, that's fucking hell, real rambling. Apologies. So that's going to be great fun. I'm helping out. I'm on the other side. I'm not going to be a customer for this one. Sunday, 26th of October, the SOS, Southend-on-Sea Toy Fair, bigger venue. I'll drop out details for that one as well. It's at school, not far away from me. But the awesome Adam, real toy dude, on Instagram, and a Dave and a David, again on Instagram, have asked me to ask few people to see if they can want to help out because it's kind of bigger venue, 2 rooms essentially. So I'm more than happy to help out for that. So really looking forward to that. Guys done well. Like third event, smashing it out of the park. 1st of November. I've spoken about this one already, so it should already be in your diaries. Turnberry Titans 24-hour gaming challenge, midday Saturday the 1st to midday Sunday the 2nd. I'll be looking like crap by the end of that. 8th of November, Croydon, an arcade event. Dan's out and about. Absolute awesome guy. Goes around arcades, theme parks, all sorts, UK, abroad, Japan, US. Brings it on. Proper lovely fella. And so yeah, met him a couple of times on a bit of a group chat with him. So he's surpassed 1,000 subs. So he always said, yeah, if I hit 1,000 subs, we're going to have an event, we're going to do something. And this is that something. So 8th of November, I've got that right down, 8th of November. And yeah, I think that's probably more. Bloody hell, I've never been so sociable. About 5 years ago, I don't think I had anything like the entire year. Criminal. Right, phone down, stuff's going away. Pink lemonade. Hope all is well. And I'll try and be a better YouTuber. I promise. Right, lots of love. See you later. Cheers.